Hey everyone, welcome back to your favorite pirate crew. Today we are going to talk about Rayleigh and Luffy's true relationship. If you would like to see more about One Piece in our channel, please leave your thumbs up and subscribe to join our pirate crew. But pirates, before we continue with the video, I ask that you already subscribe to our channel. That way you will join our pirate crew and earn a devil fruit or master your favorite hockey. It would also help our crew a lot if you leave your thumbs up on today's video, so together we can become Yonkos. Now let's continue with today's video. Both Monkey D. Dragon and Go D. Roger are two of the most powerful characters of all time in One Piece. Dragon is the leader of the Revolutionary Army and the most wanted criminal in the world, while Roger was considered the king of pirates and was the only person in the world to conquer the Grand Line. Because they were so powerful and so infamous, it would not be surprising to say that the two may have shared some sort of relationship in the past, be it friendship or enmity, but did they ever have any kind of contact? That is what we will try to theorize about in today's video. Not only the connection between these two characters, but also the possible connection that could exist between Rayleigh and Luffy. Could they, too, be related or connected by blood? Because they are so powerful and so infamous, it would not be surprising to say that the two may have shared some sort of relationship in the past, whether it be one of friendship or enmity. But have they ever had any kind of direct contact? If this is possible, and also according to some other situations that can prove this situation, could Rayleigh be Luffy's uncle? It is about the relationship of all four of these characters that we will talk about in today's video. One of the possible encounters between Monkey D. Dragon and Go D. Roger that could have actually happened was during the instant when Roger's gang was attacked by Shiki's fleet of ships. Very few details about this battle have been told and we don't know how Roger did battle. But we do know that a sudden huge storm created waves so huge that they were able to destroy half of Shiki's fleet in a matter of seconds, which ended up leaving some fans with a flea behind their ears about whether or not Dragon was involved in this. This is because it has often been suggested that Dragon has the ability to control the weather in a certain location, and whenever he appears, a large gale and storm appears in the surrounding area. This happened in Town when Dragon saved Luffy from Smoker's hands and when he appeared in the Great Terminal after saving the residents from a large fire. Coincidentally, a huge storm also hit Shiki's fleet, which ended up raising several suspicions of his involvement, too. Some fans noticed these great similarities and soon suspected that there was a chance that Dragon was on board Roger's ship, something that unfortunately was never officially confirmed or commented on. Another issue that would indicate that Dragon and Roger knew each other is precisely the fact that Roger and Garp were enemies that respected each other a lot, and because Dragon is Garp's son, it wouldn't be impressive to say that both had met or at least seen each other at some point in their journey. Some fans believe that it was Roger who told Garp that he later informed Dragon, or even that he told them both, about the truth of the Void Century and the reasons behind the rise of the world government, which caused them both to fall into disbelief towards the Marine, looking for ways to go against it, though each in a rather different way than the other, following other trajectories. Besides this connection, we must remember that both carry some other direct connections between them, as well as the fact that both directly oppose the world government, although in different ways. Both carry the letter D in their last names, as if they came from the same origin or had the same destiny in relation to the world, since we still have no notion of the meaning of this letter in the name of several characters in One Piece. In addition, we also have the direct connection for both ended up having children who would follow a path that would be marked in the history of the ancient era of pirates, ancient now that, with the fall of Kaido and Big Mom, and the return of Joy Boy, we will have a new era beginning. But what is the relationship between Rayleigh and Luffy like, then? After all, we are connecting characters in order to try to justify that he might be the uncle of the captain of the Straw Hats. Since Rayleigh had heard about Luffy through Shanks, he wanted to meet him face to face, and Luffy met him in the Sabaody archipelago. He was excited to hear stories about Go D. Roger. The more they talked, the more amused Rayleigh felt at comparing Luffy's behavior to his former captain, as well as Shanks. He, like Shaki, has high expectations for him after Luffy stated his belief that the Pirate King has more freedom at sea. After the war at Marineford, he swam across the calm belt to reach Amazon Lily, where Luffy was recovering from his injuries and the loss of there. He helped Luffy invade Marineford with Jinbe so that he could send the secret message to his crew. Rayleigh also mentored Luffy on how to master all three different forms of hockey over the course of a year and a half. Luffy strongly respected Rayleigh as a teacher, as he was willing to endure starvation as punishment. After the 2-year time skip, it is evident that the two became close to their training together. While heading to Thousand Sunny, Luffy shouted to Rayleigh that he would become the Pirate King, leaving Rayleigh with a smile and tears in his eyes. Rayleigh himself later proudly proclaimed Luffy as his pupil for the Marines. When Luffy left, Rayleigh compared his late captain to Luffy, claiming that fate is slowly but surely taking shape, and that Luffy has become a man fit to wear that straw hat. But is that enough for us to say in all words that Rayleigh could be Luffy's uncle? But where did this theory come from anyway? Well, around chapter 592 to 596 of One Piece, we see Buggy the Clown mention that Silver's Rayleigh is Luffy's uncle. This was not explored later, nor whether it was just a rather discreet revelation on Oda's part, but the fact remains that Buggy stated this. That could imply a number of things. The first of these, and perhaps the one that would make the most sense, is that Rayleigh's sister could be Dragon's wife, this being Luffy's mother. When we mention Dragon's wife, this already becomes an even more difficult topic to deal with. After all, despite the very few mentions of her, we never had a direct appearance or explanation coming from Oda of how or where she might be. In fact, whenever this topic is touched, we remember him stating that mothers are pretty much the complete opposite of the adventures the characters participate in, and having them on screen was not exactly what he wanted. Then, in other SBS, we also saw that Oda stated that if she were to appear in the story, she would be the kind of character who would be living on an island, probably of a type quite similar to Ace's mother. And that would be yet another connection that could exist between all these characters. Though Rayleigh does not have the D in his name, it is possible that this is connected with the fact that Dragon's own wife, if she really was Rayleigh's sister, does not have one either. It could also justify the whole relationship that exists between Rayleigh and Luffy, as a kind of paternity that he always wanted to have but never had the chance, whether with Dragon who never treated him directly, with Garp, who always treated him much more in a grandfatherly way, or with Shanks himself, who was nothing more than a figure worthy of being reached by Luffy. In fact, of course, there may also be another explanation for the use of uncle used by Buggy, an even simpler one. In Japanese, as in many Asian countries, they use the idea of uncle or older brother differently in Western countries. It just means an older person whom you respect, and does not necessarily imply a blood relationship. By far, what we could say happened is that Buggy called Rayleigh Uncle Rayleigh, since Rayleigh used to be his first mate when he was a cabin boy. In the end, it could just be a way of calling the character, in a considerable way. But of course these are just theories based on some parts of the manga and ideas thought up by fans themselves that may or may not turn out to be true. Until the author himself makes a statement about this, if he will, we can only wait and wonder if there are even more hints about this in the story beyond what we already know. But what about you? Do you think there is indeed a connection between Luffy and Rayleigh beyond master and pupil? Do you think that the fatherhood vibe between both characters could be far beyond what is being shown to us? Leave your opinion about it in the comments. That's it, my Straw Hat Pirate. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions for a video, don't forget to comment below, because I'll be reading them all as I always do. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your pirate crew.